Morning, all. Cheers. What you might not know is it's about 10 to 5 in the morning. What? Yeah, so I got together a couple years ago with this group called F3. For anybody looking for something like that, it's a workout group, but it's also a fellowship and fitness and religion. In fact, the 3 F's is faith, fellowship, and fitness. So anyway, so I'm with this group, and we meet at 5 o'clock, 5:15 sometimes, and they do boot camps and workouts and runs, and I walk. I still have balance issues from the whole brain stuff 4 years ago. But I walk, and it's nice because it's dark, so I don't have to worry about the sun trying to kill me. There's not a lot of people out, which is good because sometimes early in the morning you don't want to deal with people. You got a small group of guys that are like-minded, that we're, professions aside, we're all dads. So alright, so we just got done with our walk. We go about 50 minutes at downtown here at the fountain. So in 50 minutes we got let me look, sorry. We got 2.73 miles. Not bad. So now we're off to what we call Bibles and Biscuits, and that's where I'm leading, and we'll get more into that in a minute. Alright, so I'm back home. I'm a terrible YouTuber, but I'll show you what we did at Bibles and Biscuits. We go to the local diner, and we all sit down. There's however many of us that want to show up. It's not mandatory or anything like that. And because I'm leading, normally you pick a topic, and then whatever's on your heart or mind or whatever, could be a Bible verse, could be a situation, it could be just a quote, it could be just anything that comes to mind you want to talk about. And so what I did today is, let me show you, is I took my hard hat, I took the liner out, and I had these cards that have little quotes on them. I went through and wrote them all out, just little things I found that I thought was interesting, and then folded them in half, stuck them in here, so everybody, we passed the bucket around, the hat around, and you drew one, and then we would read it and then talk about it. So like here's one. Sometimes you'll never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. And that was from Dr. Seuss. And we'll just talk about it, whatever first comes to your mind, and then make a discussion. Like here's one that was pretty interesting, because your future doctors are using Chat GPT to pass their medical school. You better start eating healthy. That actually spurred a real good conversation about people using Chat GPT in their everyday life, and how they're, the people using it, are using it as a crutch to get through schools and stuff. And it's kind of, you start thinking about it, you're like, I don't know. So like here's another one. Let me show you that. So this one was from an 8-year-old boy. I wonder if sometimes we give God a headache. I believe I'm on like my third guardian angel, so I'm sure whenever he hears that something's going on, that he's like, oh, not again. Another one? Like he needs another one? But so we talk about this for a little bit, about an hour, 40 minutes or so. Guys get breakfast and we drink coffee and chat. So that's kind of how I start my mornings. Not every morning is the same, but we kind of, I get up, I get coffee, I see my wife, and then so there's 3 things that I try to accomplish every morning. I try to wake up on this side of the grass. Thank the Lord. I try to see my wife, and I try to get coffee. If I finish those 3 things, which is usually the first 15 minutes of my day, then the rest of the day is a bonus and a blessing. So, yeah, that's what I got. And, I like getting up at, I don't mind getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to, it's like 4:15, but to go walk at 5, because I'm meeting somebody there. So now it's like you don't want to, you got to be held accountable, right? You kind of feel bad if you bail on them and then they go and show up. And then the fellowship, it's just to hang out. And the other good thing is when you go walk at 5 o'clock in the morning, you're not worried about the sun. You don't have to worry about all the, sunscreen, the bucket hat, keeping everything covered. And it's a little cooler out. So, all right, my mellow homies, that's all I got today. Y'all have a great one. Rock on.